What's up, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So an Instagram page known as Epic Panels, they put out a list of opinions and they called this Facts or Controversy. And instead of me going into the comment section and giving my takes on each separate opinion, I have a YouTube channel, so why don't I just do it on here? So that's what we're gonna do for this video. But before we get started, y'all already know I have to play my iconic theme song. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, so opinion number one says, what Thanos did to the Avengers, he can never do to the Justice League. I am going to agree. The Justice League as a team, they can beat Thanos. The Justice League separately, let's get into it. So Superman can definitely handle Thanos. Batman, no. Batman will get his ass whooped by Thanos. There's this popular sentiments online saying if Batman had prep time, he can beat any foe that's coming at him.
A Batman with prep time is undefeated. There's nobody that beats Batman with prep time.
Iron Man with prep time.
No way. No way. Batman is so much smarter than Iron Man. Can't name nobody because Batman's undefeated with prep.
That is straight bull. Batman cannot beat Thanos. Batman, he is extremely intelligent, he is skillful, and he is resourceful. But all three of those combinations is not enough to beat Thanos. I don't give a damn what I gotta say. Batman will lose on a one-on-one battle against Thanos. Now, can Wonder Woman handle Thanos by herself? Absolutely. Can Martian Manhunter handle Thanos by himself? Absolutely. The Flash versus Thanos. The Flash is extremely powerful, especially with the element of the Speed Force. So with the Gauntlet and all Infinity Stones, without the Gauntlet, I think that Flash can give Thanos a run for his money. I really believe that Flash can beat Thanos. That would be a very interesting fight. A very interesting fight. I'm gonna go with yes. I think Flash can solo Thanos. Green Lantern versus Thanos. My answer is no. It could be Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner. It doesn't matter which Green Lantern it is. I do not think Green Lantern is capable of surviving a one-on-one encounter with Thanos. With the Gauntlet, without the Gauntlet, I don't know. I do believe that Green Lantern is going to put up a good fight. You know, he's not going to get wasted immediately like Batman, but he's not going to win that battle against Thanos. So yeah, Green Lantern is definitely going to lose. Now, Hawkgirl versus Thanos, no. Aquaman versus Thanos, absolutely no. Green Arrow versus Thanos, that is extremely laughable. Green Arrow would just die in mere seconds battling against Thanos. But collectively, I strongly believe that the Justice League can beat Thanos' ass. I mean, the Justice League, they put up a fight with Doomsday. They put up a fight with Mongol. They put up a fight with Darkseid. If they can handle all three of those villains as a team, I strongly believe that they can handle Thanos as a team as well. With the Gauntlet and the Infinity Stones or without. Justice League, they're extremely powerful superhero team. Not everybody has powers, i.e. Batman, i.e. Green Arrow, but together, collectively, they would beat Thanos' ass. So I agree. Justice League would slaughter Thanos together as a unit. And the next opinion says, Black Panther 2, which is known as Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2 should have cast a new actor as the hero instead of Shuri. Okay, I go back and forth with this take a lot. Wakanda Forever, Marvel delivered. That was a good movie. Given the circumstances that Marvel had to deal with losing the main character of the whole entire franchise, Marvel did a very good job with Wakanda Forever. Now, one of the main reasons why I feel like not recasting T'Challa was a good move because Ryan Coogler did an amazing job of capitalizing off the real emotions that the actors had regarding losing Chadwick Boseman. Like, I really felt like it was method acting. They were really mourning the loss of Chadwick Boseman, and they used that as fuel to deliver their lines in any scene that they were given. I mean, one of the most iconic scenes in the movie was Angela Bassett's monologue with Queen Ramonda going off on Okoye.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
The emotions were real. The tears, the yelling, the passion, all of those raw emotions was because of the death of Chadwick Boseman. And they really did a good job with taking those real emotions and stuffing it into this movie. It was 10s across the board. But then on top of that, the film was a success. It grossed $800 million in the box office. It received several nominations of big name awards like the Oscars, the SAG Awards, the Critics' Choice, and the Golden Globes. As a matter of fact, Angela Bassett won a Golden Globe, her second Golden Globe, because of this performance.
And to the Marvel fans, we just made history with this nomination and with this award. Thank you.
So I don't regret Wakanda Forever happening without T'Challa, because it served as a beautiful tribute to honor his legacy as an actor overall. I mean, y'all have to remember, we lost Chadwick Boseman in 2020, and Chadwick Boseman was literally the second big name celebrity death. The first one was Kobe Bryant. We lost Kobe Bryant at the beginning of the year, and we lost Chadwick Boseman near the end of the year. So emotions were high throughout the whole entire year of 2020. So Marvel tastefully did a good job honoring Chadwick Boseman with this movie. So I don't have no regrets about Wakanda Forever being made without T'Challa. Now, on the flip side, because like I said, I'm back and forth with this take, I can only imagine the level of peak we would have gotten if they decided to recast T'Challa. If T'Challa was recasted and Namor was in the sequel, just like Wakanda Forever, the movie would have been a battle between two egos of king, trying to demonstrate and prove which kingdom is stronger, Wakanda or Atlantis. That would have been an epic thing to see on screen. T'Challa and Namor, I mean, they have a huge back and forth history in the comics. So if they would have brought just a fraction of that element on screen, the only thing I can do is just imagine. You know, no shade against Shuri, but it's like, damn, T'Challa and Namor, that dynamic on screen, that just would have been chef kiss. And then another thing, I could be reaching by saying this, I don't know, I don't care. I feel like T'Challa, as Black Panther, he was going to be the main figurehead, the main person in charge of this new era of the MCU after Endgame. Because with Endgame, we lost Captain America, and then we lost Iron Man. We still had Thor, but you know, they always treat Thor like a running, unfunny joke. So who the fuck cares what happens with Thor? But with Black Panther, T'Challa, I really feel like he was going to be the main MCU figurehead. And all the stories, they're not going to necessarily revolve around him, but he was going to be the new leader of the Avengers, you know, because they didn't have Tony Stark anymore. They didn't have none of Tony Stark's wealth anymore. There is no leader of the Avengers. As a matter of fact, there is no Avengers team. So if they would have recasted T'Challa, T'Challa has his own entire kingdom. He has his own wealth. He has his own resources. I don't think he was going to build an Avengers team in Wakanda, but that would have been dope if they went with that route. But I strongly feel like he was going to be the main person to spearhead the new era of Avengers, and everything was going to be revolved around his decision making. Just like the first era, the Infinity Saga was revolved around Tony Stark's and 90% of his decision making. So I strongly feel like not recasting T'Challa, it was a missed opportunity. I understand that Sam Wilson was supposed to be like the new figurehead of this era of the MCU because Captain America is the one that gave him the shield. But, you know, the writers kind of screwed that up with his character. It was a little bit of character assassination, but I can save that for another video. But my overall point is, yeah, T'Challa should have been recast. But like I said, I feel like a hypocrite because I get both sides. Like, I don't have a definite opinion about the issue because I love what they did with Wakanda Forever, but I strongly believe that we should have gotten another T'Challa. So, you know, I'm iffy about this opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's move on. And now this one says, as much as I love Batman, in a fair fight, Spider-Man will beat him. Huh. Spider-Man versus Batman, and they believe that Spider-Man will beat Batman. Very interesting. Very interesting. Here's the thing about Batman. Batman is a very technical fighter. He knows various forms of martial arts. He's been taught by damn near any martial arts master, jiu-jitsu trainer, any hand-to-hand combat fighter you can think of. As I said earlier, Batman is extremely resourceful. He's skillful. He's extremely intelligent. He knows how to fight. And he needs to know how to fight because Batman has a rogue gallery that is so damn iconic. You know, he has to take them down the best way he knows how to without him having any superpowers. Like, he has to work twice as hard compared to somebody like Green Lantern or Superman or Flash. When it comes to Spider-Man, I feel like Spider-Man's training in terms of one-on-one fighting is based off his own experience. Like, okay, if he's fighting Dr. Octopus, he has fought that villain multiple times. So that experience is how he becomes a technical fighter, if that makes sense. Like, Batman is a technical fighter out the gate because he had prior training. Spider-Man, I can't confirm or deny if he's had prior training. In my mind, no. I don't have that many Spider-Man comics to confirm. So if you are an avid Spider-Man comic reader, let me know in the comments if Spider-Man has legitimate one-on-one training by martial art masters or anybody who taught him how to fight. But I said all this to say, I strongly believe that a lot of Spider-Man's fighting experience is what caused him to become a more efficient fighter. And let's be clear, Spider-Man does have super strength. Batman is strong compared to the average human. So, you know, Spider-Man does a lot of heavy lifting when he's fighting other villains. So he has that component. You know, Spider-Man actually has superpowers. Batman does not. That being said, I love Spider-Man to death, but I strongly believe that Batman will succeed against fighting Spider-Man. It's going to be a close call. You know, the both of them, they got a plethora of villains that they are always throwing down with. So they know what it's like to fight adversaries that they don't expect. But again, with the amount of technical fighting training that Bruce Wayne has garnered before he even threw on the cape and the mask and the mantle of Batman, I think that Batman will have to one up over Spider-Man. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let's move on. The next opinion says, there should be more superhero animated movies. I agree. I agree with this take more for Marvel instead of DC. Marvel, back in the day, before the MCU, Marvel used to make animated movies and they would go straight to DVD. I bought a couple of them. And those animated movies, they were actually based off the Ultimate Marvel series. You know, the Ultimate is like a side version from the main Marvel comic line. But regardless of the situation, the movies were good. They were good to watch. They were animated movies. They had multiple elements of adult content in it, meaning like you will see heroes drinking liquor. You will see blood during a fight. You will see graphic scenes of somebody actually killing somebody. But these movies were good. You know, I was in middle school when a lot of these movies came out and I watched them. I liked them a lot. I feel like Marvel stopped doing animated movies like that because they wanted to keep everything brand synergy. Like whatever is reflected on the films concerning the MCU, the television shows have to align with that. The animated shows have to align with that, and the animated movies have to align with that. And I think that's the most stupidest thing ever. Everything does not have to be based on the MCU. Base it on Marvel. Based on the actual comics, not what you see in the theaters. So yeah, I just wish Marvel would go back to making animated movies. In 2026, y'all can make animated movies and just stuff them on Disney Plus. Why not? Bring on the animated movies. I miss those. You know, as far as DC, y'all just don't need to stop. Y'all just keep going with the animated movies. I love DC animated movies. I can binge watch any of these movies and just be completely entertained. I know a lot of people have large criticisms concerning the Tomorrowverse, and I can understand those criticisms. You know, certain characters were poorly adapted in these animated movies, but outside of the Tomorrowverse, mind you, some of those movies I do love. DC Comics as a whole, in terms of their animated movies, they are good. They are really good. As a matter of fact, a good 90% of these movies are available on YouTube to watch for free. Listen, you guys need to tap in. These movies are amazing. And those animated movies had nothing to do with the DCEU or the James Gunn verse. They were just animated movies based on the comics. My favorite DC animated movies off the top of my head would be Batman Hush, Justice League Crisis on Earth, Batman Mystery of the Batwoman. That's an OG DC movie. That movie was good. The Green Lanterns, a lot of people don't like that series because how they did Hal Jordan, but that's based off the comics. So I don't know what to tell y'all. Like I said, a lot of people are not feeling the movies of the Tomorrowverse, but I love that movie. Oh, the Arkham series? With Amanda Waller and Deadshot and Harley Quinn, those movies were good. They were like the animated version of Suicide Squad, but those movies were executed way better than what we saw in theaters. Yeah, those movies were bomb. Like I said, y'all just need to tap in. DC has a lot of animated movies that are just absolutely amazing. Marvel, y'all need to get back on it. Bring in more animated movies, please and thank you. Let's move on. The last take says, season 1 of Young Justice is the best. Then the show just got worse and worse. I completely disagree. What the hell are y'all talking about? Young Justice is excellent television. From season 1 all the way to season 4. I disagree with the overall popular sentiments online concerning Young Justice. I love every single season, every single episode. You're not going to convince me otherwise. Young Justice is amazing. I don't have anything negative to say about Young Justice. What the are y'all talking about? Season 2, cinema. Season 3, cinema. Season 4, a chef kiss, beautiful finale to the overall series.
You may kiss the bride.
What the are y'all talking about? Young Justice is good television. I disagree 100% with this take. Listen, season 1 is peak. We understand. No, those 26 episodes, they introduced us to a plethora of characters that we fell in love with. We love Aqualad. We love Robin. We love Kid Flash. We love Artemis. We love Miss Martian. We love Superboy. We love Zatanna. We even love Rocket, even though Rocket came with the last 2 episodes of season 1. She's part of the fam. We love Rocket. I understand how everybody is feeling some type of way about Young Justice, because after season 1, they did a 5-year gap. And I did a whole video talking about the 5-year gaps and storylines that they should have given us instead of doing a whole 5-year gap. I get it. I absolutely get it, because when season 2 came around, they are introducing all these characters and it's like, whoa. Where's the main cast? Where's my boy Aqualad? Where's my girl Artemis? Where's my girl Miss Martian? Where's my boy Superboy? Wait a minute, y'all broke up Superboy and Miss Martian? Oh, wait a minute, Kid Flash and Artemis are not on the team? What the fuck are we doing here? I get it. I get where y'all are coming from. But to say that season 2, season 3, and season 4, they have gotten worse by the seasons, that is a take. I'm sorry, not sorry. Young Justice is peak television. One of the main reasons why I love Young Justice is the storytelling. Oh my God. Shout out to the writers. Shout out to the writers.
Where are the bodies?
Here's one. And it is stunning.
And y'all gotta cut the writers and the show producers a little slack, because let's be clear. Young Justice was canceled after season 2. It was canceled from Cartoon Network. I don't know why they canceled the show, but they still kept a show like Teen Titans Go going. But that's a whole separate topic for another video. Regardless, Young Justice was canceled after season 2. And then it took like, what? I want to say like, probably like 6 or 7 years to give us a season 3, and they gave it to us on HBO Max. So I said all this to say, a lot of time has happened between season 2 and season 3. It's like the show was going good, and then they went on a hiatus, and then they came back and finished the season, and then they went on another hiatus, then they gave us a season 2, then after season 2, it got canceled. Then we had to wait like, 7 years, and then we gained a season 3. So a lot of people did not tap back in with the same level of investment with Young Justice that they had via season 1 and season 2. So I completely understand that. And then, like I said earlier, they kept introducing so many new characters. But see, with season 4, they went back to the basics, because season 4, each main hero from season 1, except Nightwing, each main hero had 4 or 5 episodes solely dedicated to them. The episodes were centered around them, their lore, their storylines, their interaction with other characters. And I love how they did it, because it was kind of like wrapping up the series, because they did not know if this series was going to get another season or not. And that's the thing, like DC or whoever's in charge, they keep bringing this show back and they keep canceling it. So with all the complications regarding production in terms of if this show going to keep going or not, the writers did an amazing job with adapting to not knowing the status of the show. Is it going to continue, or is it going to be canceled? And again, I don't even apologize. They gave us amazing seasons with season 2, season 3, and season 4. And sidebar, another thing I loved about the later seasons, because they were not on Cartoon Network, they were on the streaming service. So a lot of the fight scenes, they were a bit more graphic and adult oriented, and I loved it. One of my favorite fight scenes from the later seasons was season 4, when the episodes were garnered around Artemis. There's this fight scene with Artemis and Cheshire versus Lady Shiva and her crew. When I tell you that fight scene, I was watching this episode the other day and I was like, damn, I had to rewind it back. Like, that scene was beautiful.
Artemis!
So again, I don't know what the y'all are talking about regarding Young Justice. This show is straight up cinema. And don't worry, I can deliver more videos on this channel centered around Young Justice because that's how much I care about the show. But that's it. Thank you guys for making it to the end of this video. Make sure you guys follow Epic Panel on Instagram. They upload this type of content all the time. Epic Panels is a good platform to provide for the nerd community to have a good time and argue and debate about different takes that they put out. So make sure you tap in with them. Give me your opinions on their takes. Sound off in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.